Good morning. Today is Wednesday, April 26th, and I'm actually not running late. It's a first. It's a Christmas miracle, even though it's not Christmas. But I'm on my way to Birdie's, and like I've mentioned every day, I promised my leader that I was going to eat breakfast before 11 o'clock. And it's almost 9:30 now. I'm on my way over to Birdie's house to pick her up. I drive on Wednesdays. But our class is from 10:15 to 11:15, so by the time I get home, it's almost 12 o'clock. So as a compromise, I have my water. I'm going to rock my water. I have a banana, nana, and a cheese stick. So I'm going to consider this a snack, not my breakfast. So it's a 4-point breakfast. And I just remembered I don't have to go back in the house and put some eggs on so that Jim can turn them off for me. I don't have an egg for my breakfast. I have to have an egg for my breakfast, but I haven't got time to wait for them to boil, but Jim's here, so he can do that. I'll trust him with that. Jim used to be a short order cook. He was a cook in the Army, so I think he can hard boil an egg. So maybe I'll talk to you in the car. We'll see. Let's go. I don't want to be late. Okay, let me think of a story. I seem to like them. I don't know why. But I'm going to eat. I'm sorry. I'm going to eat and talk. It's the only way I can get this eaten before I get to Birdie's house. I don't like to eat in front of people. When Jim was in the service, Jim and I talked about it in my 30 random facts about myself. But Jim and I had met in high school. He was my best friend's boyfriend. But at the time, he met us both at the exact same time. We were walking down the hall. We were both skipping class. And I gave him a little bit harder time than Sue did. Sue flirted with him. I didn't want to be bothered with him. So he grabbed me by the arm. And the way the halls were positioned, they were like that. And a teacher had walked by, and he was out of sight. And I slapped my arm as hard as I could. And then I yelled at Jim, "Don't ever touch me there again." And so the teacher came around the corner, and I started to cry. So I didn't get in trouble, Jim did. So he decided he didn't want to be bothered with me. So he started going out with Sue. And then I was in love with Chuck Cybeck, who didn't even know I existed. And Sue and I got into one of those childhood frights that you get into when you're a girl. And she was telling me what a loser I was, and Chuck didn't even notice me. I could never get anybody. Who was I? I was ugly, and blah, blah, blah. So I said, I could get Jim. Oh, you can't get him. He's my true love, blah, blah, blah. So I just started flirting with him. I stole his coat. It was in the middle of winter. I stole his coat. I threw it in the girls' bathroom. He had to have another girl go in and get it for him. I took his books. I did all the stuff that, you do when you flirt when you're in high school. Well, I don't know about high school now, but high school then. You acted pretty childish. So anyway, I did all of that stuff. And then he did ask me out, and he wanted to know if we wanted to go to the show. So I said, yeah, okay. Well, then he picks a double feature. Why can't you pick just one show? But back then, everything was a double feature. So we went and saw Assault on a Queen with Rod Steiger, and Murderer's Row with Dean Martin, and then there was cartoons in between. And I really thought, because he was a year older than me, I was 16, going on 17. I really wasn't. I just turned 16. But anyway, he was already 17, and he didn't have a car. He didn't have a license even. And so he picked me up, and I thought, well, okay, where are we going? And he had a bus schedule in his hand. So we had to take the bus to the show. And then we had to take a transfer too. I was just so mortified that it was the longest night of my life, because between the shows were 2 hours each, and then the intermission and all that was like half hour. So it was 2.5 hours, and it took us almost an hour to get there and back. It was a long night. So I called Sue when I got home, and she says, well, you'll never keep him. He went there as a favor to me. I told him to do it, and blah, blah, blah. So I said, no, he'll ask me out again. She says, he won't ask you out unless I tell him to. I said, well, watch me work my charms. And I asked him out. No, I didn't ask him out, rather. He asked me out to go to the basketball game at school. I kind of hinted that I wanted to go to the basketball game, if truth be told. And so he asked me to the basketball game, which was within walking distance of my house. So I understood that we walked to the basketball game, because I only lived like 5 or 6 blocks from the high school. And at one point I asked for a Coke and a bag of popcorn. And did he not tell me where the concession stand was, and asked me to pick him up a Coke too, if I wouldn't mind. He wasn't even going to buy mine, and he wanted me to buy his. I thought, oh, this night will never end. And then, I don't know, he said something sweet to me on the way home, and he gave me a kiss goodnight, and I was hooked. And I called Sue that night, and I said, lots of luck trying to get him back, because he's going to be mine. And so Sue and I, you know, we had a little bit of falling out. But then about a week later, she met Bobby. And she was head over heels in love with Bobby. And, you know, to this day, because we're both 66, we're still friends. It's just, you know, she went on and lived her life. Not with Bobby. She met somebody else. But she was with Bobby for a long time. I think she was with Bobby for all of senior year. And then Jim and I just met. And then real quick, when Jim got out of high school, he was a cook and at this place called Biff's. So he's a short order cook. And then he got drafted. He never went to Vietnam. He kind of lucked out on that deal. But we both agreed when he went into the service that we were going to see other people. We weren't going to just be exclusive. And I went out with a guy named Jim, and he went out with a girl named Sandy. So it was just kind of odd. But then he was drafted in 1969, June of 69, and then we got engaged on Valentine's Day in February of 1970, and we got married in July of 71. And the rest is history. So I hope you like my story. On to my cheese stick. And there's La Roberta.
Hello.
They said you sounded like Mrs. Doubtfire the other day.
Hello. I do that a lot.
Well, we're on our way to swim.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice out. It's 58 degrees. It's supposed to go 70. Yeah, it'll be nice.
High 70s, I think.
So, all right. See you guys in a bit. All right, let's get some food in us. So I have a grapefruit and a tomato and egg, a grapefruit again, and some Cheerios. I started my day with a prayer. I've walked 3,528 steps so far. I've drank 2 ounces of water. I went to my water aerobics class. And my quote is, discipline is deciding what you want now and what you want most. So I have 38 smart points. As I told you, I started off this morning at 9:30 with a banana, some water, and a cheese stick for 4 points. I had every intention of eating at 12:45, but my son called me, and then my sister-in-law called me, and then I had to switch my laundry around. So it's actually 1:15, and I'm having an egg for 2 points, a tomato for 0, the grapefruit is 0, a cup of Cheerios for 3, and I forgot to write down, but I'm having tea and water for 0. Okay, I'm meeting my sisters. Well, Denise is picking me up, but I'm meeting Mary and Michael, and we're having our sibling dinner tonight. And so I want to make sure I choose correctly. I did try to go on their website. None of their food is listed. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to eat. But I thought I'm not going to go hungry. So I'm going to have a half a sandwich, some grapes, a cucumber, and some spinach artichoke tip with tea and water. So my bread is, for the whole wheat bread, is 3 points. 2 ounces of smoked turkey breast is 1 point. 1 ounce of mozzarella cheese is 4 points. My tea and water is 0. My cucumber is 0. My tomato and lettuce on my sandwich is 0. My grapes are 0. And the spinach artichoke tip is 2. So it's 10 points. So I have used 19 points. So I have 19 points for dinner.
Camera person.
They didn't hear you.
I said she's not a very good camera person. This took a little bit to get this going.
Well, no, because I was scared for my life.
Why?
Because you're, stop it.
Because there's cars stopping in front of you?
Yeah, she waits to the last minute.
No.
We're on our way for our sibling dinner.
Yay! I'm a ghost again.
It's because it's so sunny. It's beautiful out.
It is a beautiful day.
So in the 70s, it's nice. So, okay, I'll let you see Mary and Michael when we get there. Mary,
Already eaten my soup.
she got here
That's
early.
right,
And
lots
then
of cheese.
Michael.
On my beer.
Bring his beer. We couldn't go to another restaurant because they didn't have liquor.
That's right. I said make sure they had beer.
And of course Denise. Okay, I'm back from dinner. I didn't show. I had a half of a ham and cheese sandwich, and probably maybe 13 skinny French fries, and a bowl of French onion soup. And I'm very proud of myself. I had iced tea, not Coke. I so wanted a Coke, but I compromised by having the iced tea. Actually, I brought a half a sandwich home for tomorrow, so I chose wisely. And I think I went a little over the 19 points that I had, but not by much. And then when I got home, I took David shopping for his birthday tomorrow. Tomorrow he's going to be 16, and he wanted clothes. So we went and he bought a couple pair of shorts and a couple shirts and some underwear and socks and a belt. And he's looking for some kind of a fidget spinner or something like that. I guess they're kind of popular right now. We went to 5 stores. They were all sold out. So I'm going to try to order one from Amazon. And that's about it. So I will see you guys in the morning.